everybody, welcome into Farm Cooking with Nan this morning. This is going to be one of those things I've sort of been worried about all morning. I'm going to be making Papa, Willow, and them a cake. But I have a hard time saying the name of it, okay? So I know y'all gonna educate me on this, but you can tell me all day long, but they can't make it come out of my mouth right. It is going to be an Oreo tres leche. Okay, that's what it's going to be, cake. And when I put up the recipe for y'all, you know when I do a video, I always post the recipe. So when I post the recipe, I'll write that name in the title of it, okay? So that you can pronounce it yourself. It's one of those things I just have a problem with. No big deal. We're going to start out with a butter golden cake mix. And the first thing I'm going to do is add in, make me a little well. I've already got it, my mixing bowl. I'm going to put in 3/4 cup of milk. I'm going to put in 4 eggs. And I'm going to put in, I've left this set and cool, but I'm going to put in 7 tablespoons of melted butter. And I have left this cool because I didn't want to put it together. If you put your eggs in there with your butter and it's hot, it will cause it to your eggs just to start to scramble, you know. Now I'm going to put a tablespoon of homemade, my homemade vanilla. Put a tablespoon in there. Okay, now let's just mix this up for a couple of minutes, okay? I know y'all don't want to listen to that. Now I'm going to take, this is a milk flavored cookie. It's Oreos, okay? Try to get it where it's just a big old pack of Oreos. It's a 1 pound bag, okay? So I'm gonna open this up. I thought I had a 2 pound bag, Ziploc bag, but I must have used the last ones. I'm gonna have to tell Papa to get out there and put some bird seed in. I see my little birds. I've had a little red bird flying around out there yesterday, and I told him. He said, I think we're out of bird seed. I said, oh no. I said, I've had a red bird and some wrens, little wren birds out there. And they'll look through the window at me like, hey, don't you see we're out here? You know, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So I'm going to put all these, the whole pound bag. These little openings don't leave me much room for my fingers. Okay, they smell really good, but I'm not a big Oreo eater. They do. Let me let some of this air out. I'll scoot that over there where you can see. We'll let a little bit of air out of this bag. Seal it up, and then I'm going to take my rolling pin. And I'm going to beat these things until I get them all beat up. Now see, this is, like I said, this cake is for Papa and Willow and Jackson and them. They love Oreos, and you don't want great big pieces, okay? So I'll finish beating these up and we'll be back. Okay, we've got them beat up really good. What I'm going to do is take my cake, and I'm going to save a few for just the top, but most of them will go into, that'll probably be about enough for the top. So about 3/4 of them goes into the cake. Now, I'm just going to turn this on, barely give it a a mix. Mixy. Tres leche. I don't know, I'm saying it wrong, but okay. This cake is I'll save these for Willow. This cake is very, very moist. I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. Now, what did I do? There it is, 350 degrees. We'll scrape down those sides. Make sure there's none in there that's not mixed. This is a 9 by 13 inch baking dish. Has a good lid on it. Get all your goodie out of your dish. You don't want to waste anything. We're going to spread it out. We're going to get it in to the oven, and we're going to bake it for close to 30 minutes. I'll be checking it, okay? I won't open it up to about right at that 30 minutes so that I can check the oven on that. But let's get it. I've got my oven preheated to 350. Let's get it in there. And we'll be back. Okay, let's get a couple things done. This is a simple recipe, but people will just pass out when they eat it. It's that good. Okay, first of all, let's put in one 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. One 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. 1 cup of whole milk. You know, I could make this much lighter and much more friendly, and at the end, I'll tell you some things I would do, okay? 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. And this is a 14-ounce can. This is the hardest stuff to get out of here sometimes. Okay, I got some right there in the bottom. I probably didn't get it all, but I did the best I could. And I'm going to see those 3 things, and I'm going to put some vanilla in here. I'm going to put about a teaspoon. Measure with your heart. Now I'm going to whisk this really good. I'm going to stir it first. Get that up off the bottom, that thickness from the, what did I do with my little wiping cloth? Now, we're going to spill this as much as we can. You want that mixed really, really good. That all that sweetened condensed milk is all, you know, mixed in with your evaporated milk and your regular milk. Now make sure you use whole milk. Unless you're trying to make the cake lighter, there's no way to make this sugar-free. We could make it, you know, a lot easier. I'm going to teach y'all how to do something. Just didn't get a chance to do it today, okay? but it will help us in the future on our low sugar things. We're going to set this to the side, okay? Because we're going to pour all that over our cake. And if you say, oh, Nan, isn't it soggy? Have you ever had a, if I can say the word, I can't say it. I can't say it. There's no use for me to try. But it is a French cake. That means it is soaked in milks. It's soaked in it. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, let's see what time it is. Look at my cake. And then I'm going to put in about 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Now, if you don't want to do this step, you can skip this and use Cool Whip. Whatever floats your boat. And if we were trying to make it lighter, we could probably do a mixture. Put an 8-ounce thing of Cool Whip in there and put about maybe a half a cup of heavy whipping cream and then beat it real good with a mixer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my mixer and we're going to mix this. We're going to beat this until it thickens up. We're going to put some powdered sugar in here. I'm going to put about a half a cup of powdered sugar. I'm going to let it get just a little bit thicker. You might beat this for a minute. Don't beat it till it's so thick that you can't even move it or anything. You don't want that. It's already starting to thicken a little bit. I'm going to start putting this in a little bit at a time. Look at that splatter, splatter. We're going to start out checking our cake at 30 minutes. This is quick to put together. It really is. But I'm telling you, if you need to take something for a gathering or you're having something at your house or taking it for a potluck at church or whatever, oh my. You've got to take this. It's unbelievable. And I only use 1 cup of whole milk, and I use 1 14-ounce can of the sweetened condensed milk, and then I use 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. And it makes it nice and full of milk. But if you like it to have a more, to where you get a piece out, there's still some, there's a lot of liquid in the bottom, then you need to add an extra cup of whole milk into your milk mixture, okay? That's if you like it just absolutely swimming in milk. Okay. Looky there. Now, I've got too many things in here, so I'm just going to pop those, set this in the refrigerator until my cake's ready. Let's get it out of the oven. It's been in the oven about 45 to 50 minutes. It's all up to you. You know what I'm saying? You watch your oven. I say this all the time, that our ovens are very different. What might be okay in your oven, mine may bake a lot hotter, or yours might bake a lot hotter. But that right there is about 45 to 50 minutes. I'm gonna let that air out of there. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is take my big old fork, and I'm just gonna fork all kinds of holes in this. I don't have a good wooden spoon that I can to do this with. So these little holes will just have to work. You want to do this while your cake is hot. I turned my fork the other way to make just a little bit more. Okay. Now we're going to take our milk. And we're going to pour over the whole cake. I hear it sizzling. Let's see. Now, if you don't like a real moist cake, this might not be for you, okay? So don't send me ugly messages saying, well, that's just too moist. That's part of the traits of this cake. This is part of its characteristics. If you don't like it, don't make it. But the longer you let this set, the better that it is. I'm gonna be washing some dishes. Now I'm gonna let this totally cool before we put the top layer on, okay? And then we'll be ready to finish. Okay, this has been in the refrigerator. I'm just gonna put my heavy whipping cream on my cool cake. This is going to be really, really delicious. If you've never made one, I don't know. You know, I don't know why I keep trying to say it, but just keep thinking maybe I'll hit the right word. But don't y'all worry about it, okay? Because sometimes you ever had a word you had a problem saying that this is my word. I bet y'all say, well, she has lots of words. She has a problem saying. Hang on. Just a little piece there. But this is all I'm going to do. But let me tell you something. There's a way to do this lighter, okay? You can use a Pillsbury Zero cake mix, yellow cake mix. Bake it according to directions. You know what I'm saying? However your directions are. And then you can, there's another little piece of brown on there that is not supposed to be there. I'm going to take that off. Yeah. And then you can use, there's a way, which I've done before, but I haven't done it on a video. There's a way to make sweetened condensed milk with our sweetener that we use to replace regular sugar. It's awful good. Not too sweet. You got loads of sweet inside of this. So I'll finish telling y'all. I almost forgot. We've got to put our crushed Oreos all over the top. Boy! Sometimes. Now, if you don't think that right there will draw in a bunch of people if you take this to your church, and it's really not hard to make. But put this in the refrigerator. Keep it in the refrigerator. It's got loads of milk in it, and you do not want to, leave it out on the counter just long enough for people to serve and then get it back into the refrigerator, okay? But if I saw this somewhere, that would be the first thing I'd be looking for. Like, ooh, okay. Now the rest of these, I'll save them for Willow. She can put extras on hers. Now I'm gonna take a picture and cut a piece, and we'll be back. I'm going to show you. Now, if you put in 1 more cup of milk, you will have some, it's starting to seep right now, but you will have, look at this. That is beautiful. And I'm going to try bite, okay? I'm going to try bite. Oh, I've been washing dishes over there if you see dishes. Father, thank you for this food. Thank you for this day, this beautiful day you've given us, Lord, and the strength. Lord, I thank you for the cookbook orders, Lord, and I thank you for how good that you are to me, Father. And I pray, God, that you'll nourish this to my body, that one little bite won't hurt me, Lord. I love you, Father, and be with those that don't have food today, God. Please, Father, I pray, God, you'll fill their stomachs. You'll send somebody, Lord, to feed them, to clothe them, and to take care of them. In Jesus' name, amen. I'm going to take one bite of this, and it is so moist, it's dripping out the bottom. I don't want to swallow, I want to savor it. I am not much for Oreos. That is delicious. I had 2 packs of Oreos left over from Christmas desserts and stuff. And I had one of them that was the mint. It's the green, and instead of having white in between the Oreos, it has the green mint. And I love mint and chocolate. But I knew Willow wouldn't touch it. She's very funny about that stuff. She don't like mint. So I thought I'll just use the plain ones. I can't even imagine how good that would be if you use the mint ones. Oh my. But I'm going to tell you something. I like a lot of moisture in the bottom of my cake. Next time I will probably add the extra cup of milk. It is this good. If you want to shock and wow somebody, just make this and take it to them, okay? Or make it to a potluck. But I was going to finish up. Make the cake from Pillsbury Zero Sugar. Do it according to the directions, except if water, you know, you can use water instead, or you can use apple sauce, plain unsweetened apple sauce in it instead of the oil. Now, I'm going to teach you all in another video how to make a sweetened condensed milk without using sugar. And then you could use that. Now you will be, you could use heavy whipping cream, which is less carbs than regular milk or sugar in that. You could use that, and then use zero sugar Cool Whip on the top. But you can't. They don't make an Oreo that is low sugar or zero free or anything like that. You can make it a little lighter by changing those things, but you can't change the sugar and the carbs that are in the cookies. So I just wanted to tell y'all that. I could have done that today, but there's still so many in those Oreos that I thought, well, I'm not going to be able to eat that. That's not going to be something for me. So I'm getting this ready. Going to put my lid on my cake here. Get it in the refrigerator. And I'm going to put this right back in there. And when Willow or Pop comes, they can have that piece. I can't do that. But I could probably take a few bites, but I'm not going to. It was delicious. Please make it. If you don't have to worry about sugar, absolutely make it just the way I made it. Except I would definitely, evaporated milk is lower in carbs and lower in sugar. I probably would use 2 cans of evaporated milk if I was trying to make it lighter. But that still don't change that the Oreos are loaded down with sugar. But it would make it lighter, okay? Well, I'm going to go. I appreciate y'all coming in and watching with me. I always try to give you all a very good recipe and a very good cake or whatever dish that I'm doing. And Even though I always post the recipe, I still get messages saying, recipe, recipe. I'm going to tell y'all something. There's a better way than saying recipe. Or they just say Oreo cake. And I think to myself, well, Oreo cake, what do they want? Do they want the video? Do they want a recipe? Do they need help with that? I can't read your all's minds. But listen, I'm just going to hush. I love yous and I appreciate you so very much. I really do appreciate you coming on and watching with me. Please come back and watch, okay? That's what keeps me on here. When y'all stop watching, Facebook stops showing my videos to people. Please like and follow, because that way you'll be notified each time I come on. Listen, young'uns, y'all, if y'all don't know me, if you think that it's all about numbers, it is not about numbers. It's about when you like and follow me, you get the recipe, and most of the time you don't have a bunch of questions to ask. I'm up till this morning. I went to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning answering questions. And I'm going to tell you something. There's not a job alive where you work almost, well, you start out at 8 in the morning and you work until 2 o'clock in the morning. There's not a job. No. And it's really taking its toll on me. But please watch the videos, and that way you'll know what I'm doing, and you'll know constantly wanting a recipe. And I always post the recipe, always. And if I can help somebody, I don't mind at all. I really don't, young'uns. I do not mind to help anybody. God knows I've always had a heart like that. I've always tried to help people. But sometimes, 2 o'clock in the morning, it's too late for the chickens to be up, And it's taken a toll on me. I don't know how to say no. But I'm going to have to learn. Well, listen. Remember how much the good Lord loves you today, okay? Don't ever forget that. No matter what's happening in your life, always cling on to that promise that He loves you more. He loves you more than life. I will see you next time, okay? Lord willing. Bye-bye.